This crowd came out today to support so many different people. I'm happy. So it was an honor to come out there and play against them. Coming off the bench, I just wanted to bring as much energy as I could.
Picture this, you're Angel Reese. You've crushed it in college. Draft day comes and crickets. Cheryl Reeve, Team USA coach, doesn't even look your way. How does a star fall so fast? This will blow your mind. Angel Reese was not selected by Team USA coach Cheryl Reeve. Yes, that's correct. Yes, the same Cheryl Reeve who has been absolutely outstanding leading the Minnesota Lynx. It took everyone by surprise. The fans were going absolutely bonkers, and the experts, it was incomprehensible to them. We need to know why Reeve made this insane decision. It seems she was worried after all. She had her doubts about how Reese would contribute to the team's strategy. One of the team's seasoned players, Sylvia Fowles, was someone she was most concerned about.
Yeah, I just wanted to leave my mark. One day I want to be able to be a USA member. We're really talented. This league is so talented, so just being able to go up against them, I mean, it's an honor.
Isn't that fairly advanced reasoning? Things get wilder from here on out. It was Elisa Peely who Reeve chose to pick up instead of Reese. Now, I must say that Peely possesses some talent, but listen up, her average game time has been a meager 6.4 minutes. 6 o'clock, not even a light sweat can be produced in that little time. Man, that ought to be the last of it, wouldn't you agree? Not at all. The Minnesota Lynx went above and above. They avoided selecting Angel Reese at all costs by drafting lower in the draft. Is that unbelievable to you? They seem to be trying to get away from her. Allow me to explain this in simpler terms. In order to avoid having to choose Reese, Reeve and the Lynx did more than simply pass on her. This is the next level of thanks, but no thanks. It's beyond just lack of confidence. I understand your thought process now. Perhaps what Reeve noticed was evident to us. Perhaps she has a concealed grand plan. Angel Reese, isn't this the real deal? The collegiate basketball superstar who the world assumed would be a WNBA lock. First, let's look at the big picture. Think of yourself as a guest at a buffet, okay? Plus, there's this absolutely delicious steak staring at you from the plate. However, you opt to eat the salad that is more than a day old instead. It's not dissimilar to that. Rumor has it that Reeve may suffer from severe seller's remorse in the future. To be completely honest, not surprised at all. If Reese manages to prove everyone wrong, this decision will be discussed for quite some time. But hear me out, Angel Reese isn't the only one this is now involving. The decision-making process of WNBA teams is being exposed by this entire incident. Some serious inquiries are being prompted by it. So what exactly are coaches trying to find? Just how important is it to do well in college? In addition, should we not focus on a player's inherent ability, but rather how they could contribute to a team? Put it in your mind. What does this decision say about other collegiate talents who aspire to play professionally, given Reese's history of being passed over in such a manner? The players were apparently unaware that the rules of the game had been altered. The fans should also be considered. Just picture yourself as an Angel Reese fan, waiting anxiously for draft day, only to see your hero snubbed in such a humiliating way. I'm sure it will hurt.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I want to be on that 2028 team in LA, and just being able to be a part of that, watching those little things. And
See what happened with the USA women and the gold medal. What is your reaction to their big win?
I did. I want to first congratulate France. I mean, they put up a fight.
When you thought Angel Reese's life couldn't get any crazier, Gabby Williams shows up. What we have here isn't simply any player. Williams has a record that will blow your mind. He is just an honest baller. Let's dissect it. Williams is exceptional. She's an Olympic champion. She was the leading scorer for France in the gold medal game when they were narrowly defeated by Team USA. That is the type of player with whom we are dealing. And that is not all though. Williams's play in the WNBA has been absolutely sensational. She was the Seattle Storm's starting point guard for the entire 2017 season. 36 games of relentless effort yielded an average of 7.5 points and 5 rebounds. She was named to the all-defensive second team. And that's not all. Who's the type of athlete who gets opponents worried and coaches salivating? The exciting part begins now. Williams' signing by the Seattle Storm appears to have thwarted Reese's intentions. You may recall that Reese had Williams signed with the Chicago Sky as a recruit. That was a bad idea, you know. Williams may now force Reese to play against her rather than alongside her. What a surprising turn of events. Is this a Storm maneuver? It's more than merely signing a talented athlete, just a chess move, nothing more. Williams is their hidden gem, and they're getting ready to make a major postseason push. It's as if they're trying to tell you.
Williams has got most of Francis, and she'll go to the line for the and one as well. Fouls for Australia too. Williams makes them pay.
You believe you belong here. Hey, check this out. So how does Angel Reese interpret this whole thing? She seems to have entered an entirely different realm, actually. Playing in the WNBA is like playing in a whole other league. The level of competitiveness has increased dramatically as a result of players like Williams implementing powerful strategies. Put it in your mind, there is a lot of anticipation and buzz surrounding Reese's arrival to the league, but now she's competing against athletes who have competed at the highest levels on a global scale. Awards like All-Defensive and Olympic medals aren't merely symbolic, they demonstrate that Williams and other average players can compete with the very best. Williams' dedication should also be remembered. This young lady is so committed to her sport that she skipped a chunk of the 2023 WNBA season to train with the French national squad. Reese is facing opponents with that level of concentration and resolve. It would seem as though Reese is assuming she is prepared to compete at the highest level of boxing by entering a ring. However, her opponent has changed from another rookie to a heavyweight champion. Williams has more than simply talent. She is also fiercely competitive and ready for more. The Storm's decision to recruit Williams? The league is in a state of disarray. Strengthening of one team is merely one aspect. The objective is to make everyone work harder. Like Reese, rookies? They will need to significantly improve if they wish to have an effect. Reese's current state of mind is something to ponder. Does the pressure affect her? Could she be having self-doubts? On the other hand, is this fueling her determination to show everyone that they're mistaken? The WNBA will not sit around and wait for Reese to get up to speed. It is moving at a dizzying rate, driven by players like Williams. If Reese wishes to remain competitive, she will need to adjust quickly. Got it? Now, let's discuss Angel Reese's future. Nothing has ever been witnessed like this girl's meteoric rise from WNBA rookie to collegiate superstar. She's the talk of the town, but not always for the reasons you might think. Do you recall how Reese was the university star? She was setting records at an unprecedented rate, putting up ridiculous figures. However, there was a certain amount of murmur regarding stat padding. They claimed that Reese was merely trying to boost her own stats by collecting easy scores and rebounds. Is that unbelievable to you? They seem intent on detracting from all that she has achieved. The intriguing part, though, begins at this point. The coach who decided not to play Reese, Cheryl Reeve, is no ordinary coach. The coach of Team USA is her name. Thus, Reese may face significant repercussions in the future as a result of her choice. The 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles aren't that far off after all. Depending on Reeve could be the only way for Reese to represent Team USA. What a social misfit. For the moment, let's face reality. The WNBA has some serious problems that this incident is highlighting. A lot of people are beginning to wonder how coaches decide on certain plays. Is what they're seeing accurate? Do prejudices factor in? All eyes are on the system now, not just Reese. A number of people are claiming that coaches prioritize a player's fit with their system over just signing the most talented individual. Some believe that players are being held back by outdated ideas. Regardless, it's obvious that there's more to being a WNBA star than merely having great court skills.
I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arena.
Yet guess what? Angel Reese would consider this the finest thing that has ever occurred to her. Yes, I did say that. If you want to get back up after falling, sometimes you have to take a tumble. Reese has a history of fighting, and she is now determined to prove herself. Put it in your mind. She has an opportunity to prove to Cheryl Reeve and the rest of them that they were wrong every time she walks foot on the court. That sort of drive, this is very potent substance. This might be the beginning of a magnificent redemption story that will live on in history. And keep in mind that Reese is still relatively young. She still has time to develop, change her strategy, and show her naysayers how they're incorrect. Reese have the skill to succeed in the WNBA, which is very different from college. Another thing to think about is that sometimes there isn't a clear route to excellence. Consider a few of the most illustrious figures in the annals of basketball. High school basketball star Michael Jordan was benched. Not many big universities paid attention to Steph Curry. Look where that led them. They turned that disappointment into gasoline. That same fire is in Reese. Her expressions and eyes reveal it every time she performs. She's no longer competing for personal glory, but rather for the sake of all the underappreciated athletes and children who have heard the same cruel words. You are not good enough. Without a shadow of a doubt, Reese has genuine obstacles ahead. The greatest players in the league, who have been at the top for years, are her opponents. And there, my friend, is the magic of sports. The most important thing is not the starting point, but the destination. The path ahead of Angel Reese will certainly not be smooth. There are many people who have doubts about her abilities, coaches who want her to succeed, and high expectations for her. Yet, guess what? Her odds are in my favor. She has the ability, the determination, and now she also has a grudge. It's a recipe for disaster.